You are Locked On Bulldogs, your daily podcast on the Georgia Bulldogs. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
Hello and welcome to the Locked On Bulldogs podcast. Clint, it is Friday.
I wish I had Bruce Buffer just in my ear right now. It's time. Today's episode is brought to you by Sonos. Sonos is the official sponsor of ESPN College Football. Go to Sonos.com to learn more. Daniel, we are one day away. It is tomorrow. We have been waiting for this just years in the making for this team to be at this spot. And I apologize. Look, if I have an aneurysm mid production, Daniel, keep going. Like somebody,
It'll be understandable. We'll understand.
Keep going. Don't stop.
I will. No, if you see me I'll just text your wife, but I will continue the podcast. It'll be fine. We'll get John on here. We'll just sub you out. We'll sub him in. Won't be no thing. Listen, we're Georgia fans. You're Georgia fans. Thanks for being here. We're excited about this SEC championship game. Thanks for being here all week with us. We have talked about the offense. We've talked about the defenses. We've given our predictions. We have given all of our thoughts. You might think there's nothing left to say about this game, but then again, you'd be an idiot if you thought that, because
not you, Georgia fan. You Pebbles and Toad and Roadkill. All of you who are listening, you guys are morons.
Thank you so much for all of the comments, subscriptions, ratings, reviews, all those things. We could be found on audio and on video on YouTube. Thanks for watching and downloading. Clint, today is Friday, and as we like to do during the season, we are going to talk about what we're excited about, what we're nervous about, and what you should not sleep on as it relates to this game. So, if you're an Alabama fan, you can be nervous about what we're excited about. And you can be excited about what we're nervous about.
See what he did
if
there?
You're a Georgia fan, you just flip those around. And so it's really relevant content for everyone, unless you are a LSU fan. And then you're just trying to convince yourself that you liked Brian Kelly all along. Like, is this the most pathetic thing that you've seen lately? Is like an LSU fan who's like, no, seriously, I've always thought Brian Kelly was a really good coach. Stop it.
Look,
stop it.
I enjoy a good car that can go 0 to 60 in like under 5 seconds. Like that's fun. If I lived in Montana in the woods, that ain't going to do me nothing. I need a Jeep or something that's got 4-wheel capability. Brian Kelly, you may try to think and convince yourself. Y'all in Baton Rouge, like, what are you doing, baby? What you doing? It's not even. No, it's not. Okay. It's not the most pathetic thing. The most pathetic thing is having Florida fan try to flex on us right now during this week. That was the most pathetic thing I've seen all year.
Some people don't know this, Clint. Florida finished 6th out of 7 teams in the East, but they also finished 13 out of 14 teams in the SEC. 13. I don't realize that. Out of 14 teams, but please say more to us.
Say more
about our team. All right, excited, nervous, don't sleep on, Clint. You and I both think Georgia's going to win this game. You and I both think Georgia's going to win this game by more than a touchdown.
Yes.
We have many feelings.
All of them, actually.
Let's start with the excited feelings, and I'll allow you to go first. What are you most excited about this game?
Here's what I'm most excited about, Daniel. I can't wait to enter a game. It's my feeling that I'm most excited about, truth be told. Okay? I'm most excited to come into a game that is a slugfest, heavyweight bout. Just gear grinding, blood curdling scream type action. And we have the better squad. Daniel, this is the first time that I can say so definitively. Before this, it was, well, if this matchup goes our way, if we neutralize this, if we pin them here, then we'll be good and we'll be right there for the action, and maybe we can pull out a win. Not this time. This time I'm coming in with the biggest bully on the block. And yes, it's going to be a slobber knocker. Yes, we got to go out and execute. Yes, it's going to be an absolute grind. I get that. I'm not saying it's not. I'm excited for is that we have all the chips. Like this is the first time that's been the case against Nick Saban and Alabama, and that gives me so much confidence going into this. We have the better players. They're better coached right now. They are on riding highs everywhere. We're the bully. We're the captain for the first time in a long time.
I am most excited about this defense just being normal. Listen, they don't have to come out here and do anything special, because when this defense is elite, it's not special. You understand? They're elite regularly. So that's not, and so every time they haven't played anybody, what do? They come out and play the next person, and they just shut them down. And listen, don't tell me that there's not a recipe to shut down this Alabama offense.
Oh, there is.
Because we just watched it last weekend with a vastly inferior team. The right side of this Alabama offensive line is the thing that makes me the most excited about this game. It's not even a unit on Georgia's team. It's a unit on Alabama's team. This defensive front is going to eat. Bryce Young, run for your life, because
fun, bro.
Channing Tindall is coming. That 41 that you see in the rearview mirror may be larger than he appears, because
This just in, he is.
He's on the way. Do you understand? What are you going to roll in a fresh new center for 99 to line up right in front of? I just don't know how. I don't know how Alabama's going to score. I know that they're going to score some points. I'm not saying we're going to shut them out or we're going to hold them even to single digits. But Alabama fans feel like they're going to roll out here and just lay the points on this Georgia team, and I could not be more confident about that not happening in this game. I am excited to watch this defense not even prove once and for all who they are, but just, as Kirby Smart would say, just take the next step in their journey. This is just the next step in this Georgia football team's progression. We've watched it every single year. A mega opener at a neutral site to start the year, just the first step. Conference schedule unbeaten, beating all of our rivals. That's just the next step. SEC championship game, this is just the next step in the progression of this Georgia team, and I could not be more excited to watch them take it on Saturday.
Again, do you realize what you're saying? Alabama, you are saying that all we have to do is just be normal. Like, don't ascend, don't transcend, don't ascend, don't reach outside of your zone. Just be you against Alabama, and we'll be fine. Like, I don't think y'all appreciate just that statement, how much weight there is in that. That's something new for us. It feels weird to wear it.
Previous Georgia teams have not been better than Alabama, Clint. So doesn't that mean that this year's Georgia team is not better than Alabama? Isn't the year
Hold on.
2020?
Hold the phone.
Isn't that the year?
The year is the year of our Lord, 2021. Okay?
And all God's people said amen to
there
that.
We go.
And Georgia is better than Alabama. Be excited about that. All right, we'll be back to talk to you about what we're nervous about. You might think that we are homers, and we are. You might think it's all sunshine and rainbows, but it's not.
You're going to see the real us come out. Wait for it.
First, I want to tell you about betonline.ag. They are your online sportsbook experts. They're the place that we go to place all of our wagers online. Yesterday, we gave you locks. Today, we will just reiterate, bet on Georgia. If you're scared of the line, just bet on that Georgia money line. We're going to win the game. Betonline.ag is the place to do that. They have all of the props, all of the over-unders. Football season is in full swing. You can bet on the NFL player props. spreads, parlays, teasers, anything that you want. Bet on the NBA, the NHL, college basketball, whatever is your sport of choice. BetOnline.ag has it. And right now, when you enter the promo code Locked On, you get a 50% bonus on your initial deposit. That's free money with which to bet on sports. So go to BetOnline.ag. It's where Clint and I go. It's where you should go to place all of your wagers online. Enter the promo code Locked On for a 50% bonus on your initial deposit at BetOnline.ag.
Nervous. Here we go. This is the real deal, Daniel. Can we just? This is where true fandom goes. This is where buckets. If you're not familiar with buckets, Daniel and I keep a bucket next to us as disposing of certain things that come out of your body.
The insides of you. It's where you put.
Correct.
That's where you put the insides of you when the insides
in
of
the
you come out.
bucket.
Listen, can I be real with you, Clint?
Please.
It's been a fun week recording the podcast with you.
Okay, here we go.
It's been real good. It's been fun for me. I think it's been
Yes.
fun for you. A lot of listeners have joined us. A lot of viewers have joined us. It's been a great ride recording the podcast. But I do think we're going to lose the game. So we should be honest about that. Like I do think that Georgia's. I do think we're going to lose the game.
Okay.
So
I'm glad because it's been fun. You're right. It's been fun.
It
I've
has been
putting on a
fun.
Brave face. Brave little soldier.
It's been good. But I'm nervous that we're going to lose the game. So Alabama fans, if you've been waiting to hear that, that's great. Congratulations to you. Obviously, I'm always nervous that we're going to lose the game. I'm nervous that we lose every game that we play. But particularly, and I said this a few days ago, particularly, I am nervous about Broderick Jones. I'm just going to say his name out loud. I'm nervous that
he's not playing. Daniel, he's not playing left tackle for us.
Okay. Well, I'm nervous about whatever young man is playing whatever position because this guy Will Anderson. Now look. Ask me if I trust Stetson Bennett, Clint. This is the nervous segment. Ask me if I trust Stetson Bennett.
Do you trust Stetson Bennett?
Yes, I do. I'm not nervous about Stetson Bennett. I'm not nervous. Listen to me. I'm not nervous about Stetson Bennett.
In the eye.
But I am nervous about what happens when Stetson Bennett is under pressure. Is under tremendous pressure. That's what makes me nervous. These wide receivers, these playmakers on the outside can do their business. They can do it. But if the offensive line cannot hold up, if the offensive line cannot get a push in the run game, you mentioned that earlier as a struggle that we've seen from time to time for this offensive line. If they can't get a push in the run game, and they've been great in pass protection, Clint, great in pass protection this year.
Obscenely good.
Elite in pass protection. But they ain't never played Will Anderson in this Alabama defensive front.
Nope.
That makes me very nervous. All these people saying Georgia hadn't played an offense, this Georgia defense hadn't played an offense. You're missing your opportunity to say something that makes sense. What you should be saying is that the Georgia offensive line has not faced an elite pass rush yet this season. Now, I know they had Clemson early in the year before all the injuries.
Yep.
That's an elite defensive line. And the offensive line did okay in that game. Not great. The offense obviously did not do good in that game. But that's what makes me most nervous about this game.
Look, I'm just gonna paint you a picture, Daniel.
Oh, I love art.
Yeah. Well, not this art. This is made with poo bricks. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Stetson Bennett drops back to pass the first couple drives. Can't step up because the interior of the offensive line is getting pushed back. He goes to scramble. Can't scramble because said Will Anderson is chasing him down. Will Anderson is a great player. Goes for the strip sack. Stetson Bennett trying to scramble to get some yardage. Fumbles the ball. There goes our first drive. Second drive comes back out. Gets a little nervous. Gets a little jumpy back there in the pocket, trying to get the ball out sooner. throws before his receivers are ready, gets batted down on play 1. Play 2, we come out. He's not on time with his out receiver because the timing's off because he's thinking Will Anderson coming. Now he can't step up in the pocket because he can't see over it. It's getting batted down. And now he tries to throw the out to Rosemy Jack Saint, and it's a 5-yard into the dirt out there, and our second drive stalls after 3 plays, and we're punting back to Bama. That's what I'm nervous about, Daniel.
What will you be doing at this moment? Where will you be? Update the people on your location.
My screen door that has me going like this through it. The bucket will be affixed to my head this way.
Yeah,
turned over.
That's right.
After I use said bucket, it will be on my head, and I will be just in some corner of my house, screaming obscenities.
Don't speak to him.
No,
don't speak to him if you see him. Listen, you must have been reading the sadist Georgia fans in the comments, because this is like, are you happy now, Georgia fans in the comment? This is what you wanted us to say this whole time? Like, is this what you wanted? Because this is what you're getting. All right. Let's put all that aside, Clint. Those are some things that could go wrong.
That's just a few things, Daniel. I'm nervous that AD and his drops all of a sudden become a drops plural over and over and over. I'm concerned that Brock Bowers get double covered and our wide receivers decide they don't want to play on a certain game, that Kyrus Jackson gets the drops, that his 5-yard slant gets tackled before he gets going. I'm nervous that Kendall Milton can't go. James Cook is not elusive, and Zeus just keeps on running into the back of every lineman that he sees. Daniel,
all right, this is not the way that we do this segment typically, but let me remind you, Clint.
Oh, we got some role reversal happening here.
Georgia, the year is 2021.
Okay, here we go.
And Georgia is better than Alabama.
Thank you.
That's not my opinion. That is the opinion of literally every nonpartisan observer of these two teams.
Correct.
Every one.
Vegas.
So that's not me or any other Georgia homer telling you that. That is the objective data from universally spoken and known by people across college football. The year's 2021 and Georgia's better than Alabama, Clint. Did you hear Nakobe Dean when he was asked about previous matchups against Alabama? He said, shoot, I didn't even play on those teams. I don't know.
I wasn't there.
I don't know.
Do you want to talk about this team?
Next question.
I'll talk about this defense and this team and this offense.
Just put it in the
Nakobe. By the way, Nakobe Dean. Look, you said on the pod yesterday. Somebody we get in a defensive intercept or defensive return for a touchdown.
Don't sleep on it. Next segment.
Okay, well, let's go there, Daniel, right now. But first, I want to let you know about Built Bar. Built Bar is the tastiest protein bar on planet Earth. How do I know? Because Daniel and I have tasted them. And if you think we're joking, we just get them mailed to us. We insert them immediately into our mouth, and we say, thank you, Postal Service.
May I have another? Just like Alabama's defense will be saying on Saturday.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Yep.
May I have? Thank you, Mr. Brock Bowers. May I have another?
It's coming, y'all. I feel it. This holiday season, grab the protein bar that tastes like a candy bar, or even better than a candy bar. Built Bar, filled with so much holiday goodness, rich and decadent flavor, covered in chocolate, but amazingly low in calories, sugar, net carbs, and fat, high in protein. You get the best of both worlds, delicious and healthy. So many flavors, you have a hard time choosing. Raspberry mint brownie, cherry, double chocolate, cookies and cream, peanut butter brownie. Built Bar gives you extra fuel you'll need to bust down those mall doors and battle all the holiday shoppers. Look, I'm not playing any of that game, y'all.
Don't do that.
Don't do
that.
Eat
the Built Bar, but don't do that thing.
Built Bar can give you extra something to keep going. So throw it in your jacket or your purse. You never know when you're going to need it. Because it's a season of peace and love. Don't Bring up your favorite Built Bar flavor at family parties. People get so passionate about their favorite flavors. Daniel, did you know this?
There's just a handful of things that you should not bring up, and Built Bar flavors is at the top of the list.
That's
Talk about
exactly right.
politics instead.
Sure. All day long. Want to cozy up with something warm? Here's a holiday secret. Dip your Built Bar into a piping hot cup of cocoa.
That's
like some of those-
literally the opposite of what executive producer M Dubs does, but it sounds delicious.
Maybe grab one of those marshmallowy treats, Daniel, the puffs, and throw that in there. Go to BuiltBar.com, use promo code LOCKED15 and get 15% off your order. That's BuiltBar.com, promo code LOCKED15 and get 15% off your entire order.
Don't sleep on a defensive touchdown, Clint. That's number one. Don't sleep on number one. Are you going to give us a name? Is that what you're going to do?
I'm going to give you this name right now. I'm telling you, double A gap blitz. Nakobe Dean, Trey Sanders, T's and P's to you, bro. Like, you are going to be asked to carry 25 times this game for 35 yards. Okay? That's going to be hard work.
And you're going to have to pick up the A gap when the center is literally backwards somersaulting towards you.
More importantly, Nakobe Dean going to come at you. And when I say he comes at you, like, you're going to think, oh, I need to set up to make sure he doesn't get around me. He's not looking to go around you, son. He doesn't.
Truth be told, he doesn't even see you. He doesn't. Are you holding the ball?
Then
all he sees is the football. That's not.
Look, Nakobe Dean is going to get that strip sack. And if you don't think Nolan Smith ain't picking that thing up and running it back for a touchdown, I don't know how to help you. Give me Nakobe Dean strip sack and Nolan Smith returning it 22 yards for a touchdown.
Wowzers. Can I get a prop bet on that? Like, what kind of odds could I sprinkle a little bit on that? All right. Do not sleep on a 100-yard rusher for the University of Georgia in this game.
Dang. We just got done talking to Josh on this pod earlier
2 days
Wednesday.
Ago. Yeah.
He said on Wednesday, this Alabama
He
defense,
said, you don't run the ball against Alabama.
You don't rush it. This defensive line is good.
And this is why people sleeping on this, Clint.
Okay.
Here's the thing. I think you're gonna see the offense open in the game. All right. I think you're going to see the game plan. Todd Monken come out. I think Josh mentioned this as well. I think you're going to see Georgia not beat their head against a wall, and you're going to see them trust Stetson Bennett, throw the ball, get it to their playmakers. And I think Georgia's going to get, you heard me yesterday on the podcast, I think Georgia's going to get out to a reasonable lead. And then what happens, Clint? You know what happens, and I know what happens, and Kirby knows what happens. The death march is coming. Let me tell you, Dejan Edwards, this is the SEC championship game, Mr. Shamblin. Dejan Edwards not coming into this game.
No.
You know the Kirby Death March is going to be Zamir White in the fourth quarter. And Zamir White against a tired, beaten down, not in the game, down by 3 scores, Alabama defense. Zamir White is going to hot knife through butter that defense. I think Georgia ends up, it might be on a long fourth quarter touchdown run that they get a 100-yard rusher. But don't sleep on it. Georgia's getting a 100-yard rusher in this game, and it won't be because we established the run early. It will be because we get out to a big lead and break them late.
Ivan Drago that all day long. Yes, please. Daniel, I'm gonna hit you with a don't sleep on because everybody's saying Will Anderson is the best thing. Heisman, yata.
I'm saying that.
Yata. Sure, that's
literally
fine.
Earlier in this podcast, I said those things.
You did. Don't sleep on Big O and John Fitz and Brock Bowers' most important play in this game.
Yep.
Locking down Will Anderson on important drives. Don't sleep on it because if you have not been watching, Brock Bowers, yes, freak runner, fast, catching the ball. But if you haven't been watching him block downfield, and I know Will Anderson's big, he's about the same size as Brock Bowers. He's 6'3", 240, something around that. Brock Bowers is 6'3.5", 6'4", 230, something like that. But Big O, he ain't as big as Big O. John Fitz is a big old man. He's a big, tall lumberjack. I think our best bet to neutralize Will Anderson is to keep John in there, to keep Big O doing that crackdown block where we're trying to run off that. I think don't sleep on us attacking Will Anderson straight in the mouth. Because if you want to know where he does his best work, he does his best work slipping inside, getting out in space, getting those rush moves to the outside, or being quicker than a tackle who sets up. But instead, if you rush straight at him, especially with a double team chipping off to a backer, I think we'll be just fine. So it actually, to your point, how to neutralize him, how to frustrate him, is to run at him, wear him down. Don't let him get up in that 2-point sprint off the edge. So don't sleep on those tight ends. Their most important contribution to this game, neutralizing Will Anderson.
Now look, Clint, I don't hate that at all. I love it. What if you had McClendon over there and Big O over there, and you just said, we're going to take this guy out of the game? Well, what if I told you, that creates then a mismatch? Because, Big O is not supposed to be doubling off. He's supposed to be getting onto the second level and catching a linebacker. And so what you end up with, advantage Alabama, is Henry To'o running free to try to tackle James Cook.
Good luck, To'o. Have fun.
Oh, no. I don't think that's what we're going to be concerned about. So yes, I don't mind that strategy.
If that's the game, if To'o, you'll find out very early. You will find, Georgia fan, you will find out early in the game what Bama has planned against Todd Monken by how they do man coverage or zone coverage against James Cook and To'o. You'll find out. If they are dumb, deaf, and stupid, To'o will line up man coverage and run with Cook all day. And if that's the case, grab some popcorn and just rejoice.
Because Stetson doesn't need time to huck that ball up in the air. And he will huck it.
Yep.
You understand? He got a fresh haircut. He's not scared about it. He's not scared about it. He is just going to sling it down the field. Clint, I think this game, I went from knowing that we have the better team to knowing that we were going to lose. And now I'm back to feeling like the most likely outcome of this game is Georgia by 10 or more. It's the most likely outcome of the game. Are there other outcomes out there? Sure there are. Am I nervous about them? Absolutely I am. But Georgia by 10 or more is far and away, in my mind, the most likely outcome. Because, again, I said it at the end of Wednesday's podcast, Alabama ain't scoring no 21 points in this game.
Nope.
They're not doing
17
that.
17 is the ceiling, y'all.
They're not doing that. And so the question really is, can Georgia score? And people, I'll just end the week, maybe, in the segment, in the week with this. What's this third segment called, Clint? What do we like to talk about here?
Don't sleep on.
Who have people been sleeping on all season long?
The mailman.
Yeah. Don't sleep on the mailman. Georgia fans, Alabama fans, casual observers to the game. Don't sleep on Stetson Bennett and this Georgia offense. You are, but at some point you'll pay. Some point you'll pay for that. And so we're trying to wake you up now, because come tomorrow at 4 p.m. Eastern time, you will awaken. You will awaken.
My heart's pitter-pattering right now.
To young Stetson Bennett and the UGA offense.
Guys, Georgia fan, we're here. We're here.
This is it.
Okay.
And it only escalates from here. It just...
That's right. Come on.
Here we go. All right. We will be back all week next week.
Oh, yeah.
Whatever happens, we'll be here talking about it. And whatever happens, we'll be here getting ready for the college football playoff.
That's it.
Rankings come out on Sunday. We will put out an episode on Monday, and we will know who Georgia's going to play against when we put out that episode in the first round of the college football playoff, which is unbelievable. Enjoy the weekend, Georgia fans. Enjoy the SEC championship, and we will see you guys on Monday.
See ya.